Welcome traders. How you doing? We're gonna be going live in just a second here, and we're gonna be checking out the 88 pump stream. As you can see, 88 is pumping pretty hard. We're gonna check out the chart today and how to read market moves as a new investor. All right, everybody, sorry about that. I usually give everybody a couple minutes, 3 to 5 minutes to get into the stream once I, because everything is lagged. So, if I post that I'm going live, it might take like a few minutes before it actually sends the notifications out. So I try to give everybody a couple minutes just to get into the stream. If you want to check everything out, you don't want to miss anything important. So, we're looking right now at crypto bubbles. We're looking at the market cap on the week, and you can see that Cardano's up 39.8%. Bitcoin's up 7.4%, and Ethereum's up 5%. BNB up 19.6%. Dogecoin up 1.1%. USD coin up 0.3%. VeChain up 1.40%. Those are just some of the bigger crypto bubbles that we got going on here. And crypto bubbles is something that you can look at for gains on the week. You know, like AVAX, 140% on the week. You know, NEAR, near 59.8% on the week. FTM, 37.4% on the week. Cardano, 40% on the week. You know, you go over here to market cap per week. These are just, this is the weekly gain. And, I'm not sure what that is. Okay, so you can change it to, you can change the bubble size on you know, crypto bubbles. You can change the bubble size to performance, market cap, or 24-hour volume. Same for the bubble content. Get market cap, 24-hour volume, price, rank, name, and dominance. Let's go to dominance. Bubble color, neutral. Ooh. Dang. So, you know, you can change things around here, hour, daily, yearly, monthly, and it really helps because depending on if you're a day trader or if you are a, you know, a swing trader, or if you're a long-term trader, you might want to look at different time scales of the day dominance, week dominance, month dominance, or year dominance. Or you may want to look at the ranking, right? And look at that for the hourly, the daily, the weekly, the monthly, or the yearly. And it changes all around depending on what you're looking at. So you can be very specific on choosing what bubble you want to see, you know, as far as time scale and content. And, you know, what the size is based off of: performance, market cap, or 24-hour volume. Just to go, I know I show this a lot, this crypto bubbles, and I've never gone over exactly all what it does. So that's what it does. You can, it's free, you know, you can go on here, change the time scale and depending on what your bubble is, and, you know, view that, and it really helps. There's a lot of information here on crypto bubbles, and this is updated constantly. And I know this looks like a lot of numbers for people, you know, this is a little intimidating. But green, thank you for the like. And green means that it's, you know, it's going up in percentage, or red means it's going down in percentage, you know? That's what the colors are for. The middle number here is the 24-hour volume. 35.9 billion, 22.3 billion, 8.35 billion. That's how many people are trading this. The market cap is how much money is included into that market of that asset, which is Cardano or Ethereum or Bitcoin or XRP. And we've been talking about, you know, Cardano becoming one of the top 3 most dominant cryptos for a minute now. And look, it's happened. You know, we've been talking about this for a while. And, you know, Cardano definitely had a high and then sold off for a while. But for what it's doing, what we know is that most of the action we've seen thus far has just been hype, because Cardano hasn't released all of their smart contracts, all of their, you know, their applications, their dexes, their everything. So, you know, they're in the process of doing that. The Alfonso update, may just have happened. It's like right there. I'm not sure if it happened yet. That might have been what boosted the price. But I knew the Alfonso update was coming, and they're opening new wallets. Just the utility of the Cardano coin is becoming. It's starting to become. Before it was just all on what it could do, and that was what was driving the price. Now it's actually based off of what it is completing. And as new updates come out and more users start to use the application, we're definitely going to see an increase in price over time. Cardano is set up to be a proof of stake, and the price will increase as the demand increases, just like anything else, right? So, just going over crypto bubbles a little bit. All your assets are here, and it gives them a ranking on the left based on which option you choose up here. Hour, daily, monthly, yearly. Bubble size, you can click on market cap, 24-hour volume, price. There's a lot of different things, and people may be curious on why I'm showing that, but these are all tools that are used to make a trade. The more tools you have to do a job, usually the easier it is. If you're trying to take off a lug nut with a pair of channel locks, you're probably going to strip the bolt. But if you have a 4-way tire iron that's made for that size bolt, you probably won't strip the bolt. So you got to have the right tools for the job. That's part of the crypto construction thing, right? If you don't have the right tools for the job, you ain't doing the job right. So, obviously, ADA is pumping. We're going to take a look at that on the chart. ADA pumping. Okay, so when you get to TradingView, for those of you who don't know, TradingView is free. You can't pay for an account if you'd like. I just like it because if the asset is not on TradingView, it's probably not worth trading, right? So if you go up to the search bar on TradingView, your screen should look pretty similar to mine. And let's just say you want to look up a crypto, okay? You're going to want to find out the ticker to the crypto. So if it's Cardano, because it's ADA pump stream, we'll go ADA, right? Because that's the asset we're looking for. 2, so it'd be slash, and then you type in USD, US dollar, right? That's what you paid for Cardano with, is the US dollar. All right, now you got ADA USD, right? When you have ADA USD, you have to look at, which exchange that you're purchasing it on. I can't see. There. You have to look at which exchange you're purchasing it on, right? So over here on the right hand side on TradingView, this is just like a place to look at charts, okay, for free. So you go on TradingView and you go, okay, which exchange am I going to buy on? That's what you need to figure out. You figure that out, and then the exchanges are right here on the right. So you might have ADA to the US dollar on Poloniex. You're going to have ADA to the US dollar on Coinbase. You're going to have ADA to the US dollar on Binance, ADA to the US dollar on Kraken. they're all exchanges that own the coin. So when you're buying and purchasing from them, your market is going to fluctuate on whatever their price is if you're going through them to make your purchase. If you're not using a decentralized exchange, that's what you're going to get, you know? So you might get Coinbase that's up like a couple percentage higher than Binance or vice versa. It happens. But you want to try to get the asset, you know, on the exchange that you are purchasing the asset on for TradingView. So that way when you're looking at the chart, it's the correct chart for the exchange to the dollar to the coin that you're buying. So right here. Okay, so obviously, like I said, this is an 88 pump stream. We're talking about Cardano a little bit today. We've got our fib extensions, and I've drawn the fib extensions from let's get rid of some of this here. We have this nice double bottom right here. We identified this bottom and this bottom on stream. We were talking about it, you know, for a minute before it started to pump. A couple episodes ago, you know? And, you know, this asset we've been super bullish on it. It doesn't really have much going on the chart, you know, as far as like time. So for what it has done, it's done really great things. We're looking at it at the daily time scale right now. Up here in the top left corner, you have your ticker spot where you type in your ticker, symbol search, your symbol search, your ticker search, the same thing. And then next to that is your time scale. So, you know, when you're looking to buy something and something's confirmed on multiple time scales, you're able to have a better chance of buying at that bottom. You know, so if it shows on 3 time scales that you're at the double bottom showing hidden bullish divergence, it's better than if you showed, you know, hidden bullish divergence and nothing else on 1 time scale, because you have more confirmation of what the assets, you know, could be doing. By the way, this is not financial advice. Nothing before this or after this video will ever be financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm strictly here for entertainment and educational purposes. So please enjoy the stream. And, you know, I do this for fun. All right, I'm trying to help people out. If you have any questions, please feel free. Please feel free to ask questions, and I can answer them live on stream and tell you where I'm getting my information from, so that way, you know, if you want to look yourself, you can, or whatever, you know. So, but yeah, we could draw a Fibonacci scale on Cardano, and if we were going to do that, you go over here to this icon, and fib retracement. You gotta go from the swing low to the swing high. Or you can go from the swing high to the swing low, which is what we had plotted before. So I'm not going to change it now because I've already had this plotted from this swing high right here to this swing low right here. And you know, you could go from low to high, but it just depends on where you're buying on the chart. You know, when I bought before this Fibonacci scale, I bought over here, and then we had this huge markup and then this huge sell-off, and it made a double bottom, and then it was marked up again the second time, and I've been through this whole cycle. So I'm trying to leave things plotted on my chart so that way you guys can see them. Even if I erase them, I'm going to put them back because I want you to see them. I'm plotting this stuff way before it ever happens, and we're talking about it. Now, it's not a guarantee. Nothing's a guarantee, but we're talking about it before, where these retracements may go. And, just trying to make a great market decision. A great place to buy Cardano, a good investment would have been around, $1 to like $1.25. $1.25 would probably be a pretty good investment, maybe $1.50 at the most, but you're pushing it. If you're getting up to $1.50, that's where your confirmation is. And you really, you want to buy in at the bottom if you're trying to buy low and sell high. So if you're bullish, that's what you're doing. You're buying low, selling high. You're a buyer. If you're bearish, you're waiting for it to top out, and then you're going to put a short against it. So there's bulls and there's bears. There's sellers and there's buyers, right? Or whatever. There's the bulls are the buyers, and the bears are the sellers. So, one second. Gotta sip this delicious beer I'm about to talk about here soon. So, Cardano's pumping right now. It's up at 293. We were talking back, about this asset back at like between $1 and $1.50. So it's already doubled. If you would have been listening to the stream and hitting that like button and been here when I was here, it's not been a whole much. I'm not here all the time. I definitely need to get more time to stream. But if you would have just been here with us, you could have just simply doubled your money from this double bottom here in June and July. From June 23rd to July 20th, within a month, you had a double bottom. And that was where you had one whole month to try to take this trade. Okay? And then it took off. And now is where time is, you might want to take some profit. Maybe, depending if you're a long-term trader, swing trader, day trader. I don't know what you do, But now that it's been marked up from here to here, you can go down to this icon right here. Click on the date and price range icon. Okay, I'm gonna add to favorites for you guys so you see it. Date and price range. From that low to the current high, 34 bars, 34 days, and you've gone up 190.11% in 34 days. If that's not a great come up on an investment, then I don't know what is. 194%, 193%. So, we're definitely in an uptrend on Cardano. Looking left, from our old swing high and our old swing low, it looks like that, according to the Fibonacci retracement, we bounced off the 618, we hit the 50% retracement, the 382 had a little bit of reaction, well, 23% retrace, came up, showed the 618, the 618 as resistance, and sold off again. We had this nice double bottom here with a slightly higher low on the second bottom. And then what happened after that? A markup in price. Yeah, for the past 35 days, it's been consolidating upwards. You know, making it's at an all-time highs right now. So you know, you wouldn't want to buy in at all-time highs unless you're trying to short it. Unless you're a bear, you know, this may be a bear. It could be a bearish play eventually, but right now it's still super bullish. So I wouldn't, you know, I'm not a bear. I don't do that short in game. So the Fibonacci retracements are something that you definitely, I should do a whole stream just about the Fibonacci retracements, to be honest. The 618 is the gold means ratio. And then all these other numbers are like multiplications or divisions of the 618. So, you know, it's either divided in half or it's in a 3-8, you know, 382, 236, 786. There's like the square root. It's all like regarding the 618. Pretty sure it has something to do with pi. The 618 is the gold means ratio. It's in science, math. So it's everything. It's in everything. The gold means ratio is. So our planets, our solar system, you know, all that stuff. Anyways, you know, you definitely, it's not a buy-in time right now on Cardano. It's making new all-time highs. So for the new traders out there, you know, when you're seeing a pump stream, I'm just gonna get rid of that so I can show you guys the chart. When you're looking at a pump stream, and you know, I'm talking a pump stream because this thing has pumped to new all-time highs within the past few days, you know, and back tested the old resistance as support right here at 248. You know, we broke through that right here, and then we back tested it as support. And then what happened? We took off again. You know, and now that we're at all-time highs, you're gonna want to wait for a sell-off before you try to get into Cardano. You know, if you're gonna do that. If you're not gonna do that, there's much better assets right now to get into. We're about to go over the beer of the stream here in just a second. I'm gonna take a quick pee break real quick. And if you guys have any questions or anything, please feel free to leave them in the chat. Just gonna go pee real quick and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, there's a lot of assets on the market right now that are doing really great things, and Bitcoin's running right now, and I think a lot of these coins, you're just starting to see the valued areas start to play out, So, if you were to be looking for more assets, we've been talking about like the farm token. We were talking about it up at like 288. We drew this trend line here from this low at $101. Got a nice trend line plotted on the 4-hour. Make sure you got 2 touches, right? 1, 2. And, on this low, a huge markup, then a low. Huge markup, then a low. Huge markup, then a low. So next is going to probably be a huge markup, especially because, on August 10th, August 11th, when you made that convergence to the upside, you were well above the trend line, So what's that mean? Well, from this low to this low, you created a trend line, right? 2 touches. That's all you need for a trend line. So, on this low, it was so bullish that it stayed above the trend line. It didn't test the trend line. It stayed above it. On this low, we could run sideways in consolidation, which means that people are buying up the asset, so huge markup, supply is bought up. Some people take profit, the supply is redistributed. People buy up the supply as it's redistributed, it's marked up again. What do? They take profit, and it's redistributed again, And then people buy up all the supply, and what happens? It goes through the roof. And then it is redistributed as people take profit. As more people keep holding this asset, the farm token, I believe that it's going to keep being marked up in huge amounts every time the supply runs out. But there's going to be a few more people who hold it than before. So you're going to make higher lows consistently upwards. It's because of the tokenomics, the max circulating supply, the total circulating supply, the circulating supply. All those. So, this chart is fairly new. We can check it out on, Coinbase, Poloniex, Binance, Uniswap. Poloniex has much more information because it has been on Poloniex longer. It was definitely in a parabolic trend line on Poloniex here, and it looks like it's broken sideways from the parabolic trend line. We could just extend that out though, and it's still very bullish. So you're from this sell-off, let's see here, August 14th, the peak. This chart's very gappy, so basically from this sell-off here, around August 14th, you have this huge negative momentum histogram island right here. See this big negative momentum histogram island, and then from there you're at about 256, 255, so about 255 is a low, okay? From that low to the current low, you do have lower levels of seller strength on the MACD, and you're making the same low, maybe a slightly higher low. What's that, 246? Where are we at? Okay, so you're definitely making a lower low on Poloniex. This is still incredibly bullish. It definitely took off really quick. But it's got a lot of upside to go, It could definitely go a lot higher. Right now, it's probably going to reach a consolidation stage. It's been marked up. Just today, it's like 34 days, it's up 758%. So, that's a lot. And it's definitely gone parabolic. I don't think it's done. But it might consolidate or it might sell off a little bit, There's a very low supply. So as this thing is bottomed up, it's going to keep taking off on the farm harvest coin. This thing hit all-time highs of like, man, it's up there. $17,000 per coin. And we're talking about this asset at $246 today. $246 a coin today. It's hit an all-time high of $17,000 already. And with a low supply, this actually has the potential to go past Bitcoin, the farm token. So I always try to leave my watch list over here. These are things that I'm usually watching. Not necessarily every single one of them that I own, or any of them that I own, but these are the ones that I'm watching. Alright? So check that out. Whether these are things that I've gained positions on and waiting for a trade, or these are things that I've watched for a while just because I'm waiting to get a position. Or maybe, you know, I had a position and I sold and it's still on my watch list. But these are things I'm looking at. And the tickers are there. You know, VeChain, OMG, OXT, New Cipher, Digibyte, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Diamond, Tron, ADA, BTT, Zilliqua, Bitcoin Cash, CVC, Doge, Hex, Matic, CTRM, Bitcoin. It's just on a different exchange. Internet Computer Protocol, Farm, GRT, USD, and storage. You know, these are all coins that I'm checking out all the time. So, you know, I know storage is looking real good right now to the upside. It's been, it's showing a little resistance, you know. Right now, the past couple days has been showing a little resistance at $1.38. But it's at $1.39. It looks like it broke through the $1.38. It's back testing it. You could have a double top going on here, you know, locally, which you'd want to watch out for. Maybe here and here. I'll put them on there. You know, it might mean nothing. It's still in a pretty bullish trend. We can throw a little trend line on there from low to low. Very high above the trend line. Kind of looks like you even have a channel. Let's see here. Hold on. Gotta figure it out. Okay, so from low to high, we place this channel. You can see that we're, you know, on the upside of the heart line of the channel. So the middle is the heart line, okay? And the bottom of the channel is where one could take a trade. And then one could trade, you know, take profit at the top of the channel if you were looking locally. You know, it's definitely in a super bullish uptrend right now. We're above the channel two times, you know, so maybe if it came back down to like 92 cents or, you know, $1 or something, maybe we could jump in on this trade. But right now it's already made that, you know, it's double bottom with a higher low. It's kind of even got like a, you know, 1, 2, 3 bottoms, 3 rising valleys, you know, 1, 2, 3 locally, because it's just consolidating upwards. So, you know, you definitely want to try to get in at a lower price. The lowest price, the better, unless you're shorting the market. You can draw your fib channels, your fib retracements, your fib extensions, swing high, or swing low to swing high. You know, you came down in the 1272 zone, and you know, you're consolidating upwards. You had a little chop around the 618 and the 50% retrace. Came down, hit the 786 as support. Came back up 382. Sold off again for a full 100%. Probably about 113% retrace. There's probably a harmonic here. X, A, B, C, D, or D down here. And you're in a consolidation upwards. So it's really good because that means that more people are owning the asset than before, and there's not as much selling going on. It's a little chop. That means people are buying it up, and they're holding it for now. I want to go over the beer of the stream real quick. I'm probably not going to do too long of a stream tonight. I have no idea what time it is. I got to do my garage roof tomorrow, which is not going to be fun. Oh, is it only 8:47? Wow, only 8:47. All right, we're okay. We're good. I got plenty of beer. Yep. So anyways, this is the pumpkin ale, because we're at the ADA pump stream. Get it? ADA pump stream. Pumpkin ale. So I got this pumpkin ale. It is a whole hog. Sorry about that. I'm trying to show you the label, because I do that and stuff. What's up with it? Right there. Pumpkin ale. It's got a couple pumpkins on it. And it says whole hog. That's the brewer. It's really good. We're obviously getting into August, September, October, getting into fall season. And if you guys don't know anything about beer, they brew a season ahead of time. So, the summer they're brewing for fall, and in the winter they're brewing for spring, and the spring they're brewing for summer. It's a constant process, because most brewers have different hops and different beers per season. So, I'm a big fan of beer, and we try to do beers, reviews here. So that's what I talk about a little bit. I like beer, and this whole hog's pretty damn good. So thank you, Whole Hog Brewers, for your whole hog pumpkin ale. It is freaking delicious. We're gonna give that a rating right now. It was TBA. We're gonna go with a 7.2. We'll go 7.5. We'll go 7.5 for sure. So, whole hog pumpkin ale, pretty damn good. 7.5. Great fall beer going into the season. Looking at altcoins, looking at Bitcoin, looking at crypto. We're looking at stocks. I just need more people in here so they can request some stocks. I'm not looking at stocks if I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm up 38% a day or 50%, not every day, but in a day, you don't see that as much in the traditional stock market. So I'm gonna trade crypto. I'm trying to make money. But if you are looking at stocks and you'd like me to check out a chart for you, I will definitely do that. And if you have any questions as a new trader, you have no idea what you're doing, these charts are real confusing, it's just like a totally different language to you, ask me questions. That's what I'm here for. Don't feel bad, I've spent way too many hours of my life listening to other people teach me how to get as far as I am, and it's helping me. But, the more specific you are on the question you ask, the more detailed the answer you're going to get, and the more results you're going to get long term. So, I always try to tell people trading is a skill that you're going to learn and use, or you can learn and use for the rest of your life. If you don't utilize trading, you're missing out on money and gains that you could be making. And I'm sure there's some losses you could be making too. Not everybody wins every time, but it's about proper position sizing and, maintenance, looking at your charts, looking at your watch list. Hey, I'm up 15% today on, hypothetically, we'll say we're up 15%. we'll have 10% on BTT, you know? So if one took a trade down at the bottom, down here at this double bottom, one bottom, second bottom, with a slightly higher low, which is super bullish, right? That's what we're looking for. You don't want to see one bottom, and then the second bottom is lower than the first bottom. That means it's still in its downwards trend. You explain, oh, hold on, sorry. We got a question. You explain the RSI chart better for me, please. Okay. Can you explain the RSI chart better for me, please? Okay, so the RSI is the relative strength index. And the relative strength index. So let's dive into it. If you want to know about it, we're going to dive into it, right? I only have so much to talk about in an episode until somebody else has a question and we stop. If I have the time, that's what we're going to look at, is a question, because I just keep repeating myself until somebody comes in here and asks me questions. You know what I mean? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to ask questions. So yes, I can explain the RSI a little better. So what is an RSI? An RSI is a relative strength index, okay? And this right here, this purple box, is the relative strength index. So there's a bullish control zone, there's a bearish control zone, and when it reaches a bullish or bearish control zone, that usually means that they gain control of the asset and are able to drive the prices in the direction of the bears or the bulls. Okay, so above 60 on the RSI is going to be bullish control zone, and below 40 on the RSI is going to be the bearish control zone. Everything in between is neutral. We're going to look that up. That's what I know about it off the top of my head. RSI, you're using it as another trading indication, right? So, and then you got hidden bullish divergence going on in the RSI, and then you're making higher lows, and it's at an ice line, you know, like somewhere like right there-ish, where you have constant, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many times did it hit this one line, you know? Ice line. Ice line is the line that it hit the most at the bottom. It's the ice. It's the cold, you know what I'm saying? It's the cold one, you know? The ice line. So when you get above the ice line and you test the ice line as support, and your RSI, your relative strength index, is in the bullish control zone, and your MACD is showing hidden bullish divergence, you know, with lower levels of seller's momentum, or maybe you have higher levels of seller momentum, but you're still making a higher low, bullish, you know, bullish divergence. So, you know, we have our price chart, our price target set up here on ICP, Internet Computer Coin, super bullish on Internet Computer Coin. We were just talking about this today, and you know, I think you had a nice double bottom with a higher low, and it's pretty close. Might actually have been a little bit lower below, which you definitely gotta watch out for. You know, we did see a nice reversal here, but it does look like we made a little bit lower below. Now, from there, we did make a higher low. You know, if you just move that over a little bit. Now from this low to this low, we made a higher low. So our double bottom just moved over, and it's okay now because you're low and then you're higher low, double bottom. So let's go up here to Google. Let's check out the relative strength index, right? That's what Mrs. Marie asked for. The relative strength index definition and formula. Let's check it out. We're gonna do some research for her and answer this question as most proper as we can. Okay. So, what is the relative strength index? The RSI, right? This is on TradingView. This is a free indicator / tool. And we use tools to make a trade that is more beneficial in our favor. The more tools that confirm that it's more beneficial in your favor, the more likely it's beneficial in your favor, right? So the relative strength index is a momentum indicator used in technical analysis that measures the magnitude of recent price changes. So it measures the intensity, how hard or how not hard or how slow or whatever, like the magnitude, the strength of the recent price change to evaluate overbought or oversold conditions in the price of a stock or other asset, aka crypto. The RSI is displayed as an oscillator, a line graph that moves between two extremes, and can have a reading from 0 to 100. The indicator was originally developed by J. Wells Wilder Jr. and introduced in his seminal 1978 book, The Concepts in Technical Trading Systems. So, one thing I can tell you by asking me that question, and now I'm interested as well, is J. Wells Wilder Jr. is, obviously from around 1978. He wrote a book on the new concepts in technical trading systems, and I believe that he was the creator of the RSI. So, maybe one would buy that book or find that book for free and read that book. Just as additional education, it doesn't hurt. Traditional interpretation and the usage of the RSI are that values of 70 or above indicate that the security is becoming overbought or overvalued and may be primed for a trend reversal or corrective pullback in the price. An RSI reading of 30 or below indicates an oversold or undervalued condition. So that's why we say, 60 is the bullish control zone and 40 is the bearish control zone, because you have between 40 and 30 for the bearish, and you have between 60 and 70 on the bullish. But like between 40 and 60, like 41 to 59 is definitely going to be more of a neutral zone, something that you can't really see. You can't really predict as well, right? Because it's in a neutral zone. So when you have an RSI that's making a higher low locally, and it's showing bullish divergence, it would be nice if the RSI was also above 60, but not above 80. Okay, so you can always look at the historical relative strength index price action on the chart. So we're going to do that. We can go over here and you can see, like on BitTorrent, BTT, we're at a relative strength right now of 54.81 on BTT. You just look like you just started to make positive momentum. So you're between 40 and 60. It's not bearish and it's not bullish. What else can you look at? Well, you could see that if we draw a trend line from the low to the next low, the RSI is bullish because the RSI is upward. It's up. It's making higher lows. If you move it up there, it broke down below that low, and now it's making a higher high. You you can replot things as they go, because sometimes you might plot something from there to there, and then this develops and you might have to adjust it, So you want to get like the average, like there's 3 bottoms here, that's good. It broke below and it reacted. That's good. Now that we're up at about 55, this is where one could see 60 on the RSI very soon. It's going up, it's at 54, 55. So one could see 60 soon. And when it's in the bullish control zone, that's when we can see huge markups in price, okay? And the huge buyer momentum, relative strength index, is showing the buyer's strength or the seller's strength. So like, one way to help you would maybe be to go over here to the trend line button. And instead of picking trend line, go down a horizontal line. That's one of my favorites. And, maybe put a horizontal line at 40. Just to help you. And then we're going to turn that to, we're going to take that line and make it red. Because if you know that you're below 40, now you're in the bearish control zone, right? And then maybe you take your horizontal line. This is just to help, you with, you the one that asked about the RSI. Now you put the red line down at 40, then you go up to 60. Find 60 on the RSI, as close as you can get. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. And then, instead of keeping that line red, let's make that line green, because that's the go. So you got a red and a green line. You could literally in 3 seconds, it took me like 5 seconds probably to plot that, Those are just indicators for my own brain, so I remember. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. But this is a way that, one could look at it. And when you click out of the RSI, or make it smaller, now on every chart, if you need to, you can put a 40 and a 60. So when you're in that neutral control zone, but you're making higher lows, it's still bullish. And when you're below that 40, that's when you get in the bearish control zone. At least you'll be able to identify by the color red and green. Try that out. And then, it's very easy to see. Like, this isn't something that I normally do. But I kind of like it. I'm going to try to go yellow so you can see it a little better. It's right here. This line. But do a 40 and a 60. Try that out. It's a momentum oscillator. It's been around for a long time. The RSI provides technical traders with signals about bullish and bearish price momentum and is often plotted beneath the graph of an asset's price. So that's exactly what we were just looking at. It's plotted below the graph of an asset's price. You go to up here to indicators. You go to built-ins or favorites, which is what I like to use. You can just hit the yellow star and then it'll save that under favorites. Relative strength index, MACD, click those. They're free. I got this one down here. I don't need that. But now that line, those two lines are plotted, so now I know that if it reaches a bearish control zone, there's probably going to be a sell-off below this red line here. And if it's above this line, it could be a huge buying opportunity, which could bring great gains, So you really got to understand the neutral zone. So there is some sort of math equation here. RSI equal to 100 minus the division of 100 over, I don't know what the hell that is. But if you want to read that, you can. The average gain or loss used in the calculation is the average percentage gain or loss during a look-back period. The formula uses a positive value for the average loss. So the standard is to use 14 periods to calculate the initial RSI value. For example, imagine the market closed higher 7 out of the past 14 days with the average gain of 1%. So it's consolidating upwards, right? So you're closed higher 7 out of the past 14 days. So what you're doing is you're closing here, you're closing here, you're closing here, you're closing here. Every day for 7 days, you're closing higher. You're open and you're closed on your candles, okay? So the standard is to use 14 periods to calculate the initial RSI value. Imagine the market closed at higher 7, or the market closed higher 7 out of the past 14 days with an average gain of 1%. The remaining 7 days all closed lower with an average loss of 0.08%. The calculation for the first part of the RSI would look like the following expanded calculation. So 55.55 equals 100, and then they plug in these values for you here. And that's how they come up with the RSI. That's all it means. That's like how they come up with it. So that's how they come up with the number that is, 44, 55, 72, whatever. That's how they come up with it. Is that mathematical equation. So if you want to study that mathematical equation, if it has any benefit to you, you can plug and chug your own numbers on your own chart into this equation, and check it out. Calculation of the RSI using the formulations above. The RSI can be calculated where the RSI line can then be plotted beneath an asset's price. So that's down here. We looked at that, When you're looking at the RSI, I have my stuff set to dark view, so it's going to be purple. I'm not sure what's going on with the bright view. I don't like it. Sorry. But, when you're looking at the dark view, you're going to want to go up to FX indicators. Click that. Go to built-ins. Type in RSI. And you have Connor's RSI, Stochastic RSI, you have RSI candles. You have a lot of different things, but really like the built-ins is what you're going for. As you grow as a trader, you could try different public libraries and different stochastics and things, but you're really going to want to go with the relative strength index on the built-in first, just to start off. You click on that, and it will pop up this purple box. The purple box is, like we were talking about, the bullish control zone, the bearish control zone, below and above 40 and 60. And we're kind of neutral right now on this BitTorrent asset that we're talking about. We're coming in on the RSI about 50, so we're looking pretty good as far as being neutral. As you can see in the chart above, the RSI indicator can stay in the overbought region for extended periods while stock is in an uptrend. So what's that mean? That means that when the relative strength index reaches above, like about 70, 60, 70, it's up in the overbought zone. 80, all up in there. So it could show being overbought, but that's fine. Like over here, you got April 4th, 2021. It was overbought by 78.97 on the RSI. This is the dotted line here at 70 is the overbought line on the RSI on TradingView. And, it shows overbought, but, you were overbought on August 6th only to 72.78. It could have, looking at April 5th, 2021, it could have run up all the way to 79 on the RSI. It didn't, but it could have, because it's been there before, in history. So what else have we got here? What does the RSI tell you? The primary trend of the stock or asset is an important tool in making sure the indicator's readings are properly understood. For example, well-known market technician Constance Brown, CMT, has promoted the idea that oversold reading on the RSI in an uptrend is likely much higher than 30%, and that the overbought reading on the RSI during the downtrend is much lower than 70% level. As you can see in the following chart, during a downtrend, the RSI would peak near the 50% level rather than the 70% level, which would be used by investors to more reliably signal bearish conditions, sellers. Many investors will apply a horizontal trend line between 30 and 70% levels when a strong trend is in place to better identify extremes. So, they have that plotted down here. This is on Investopedia. Modifying overbought or oversold levels when the price of a stock or asset is in the long-term horizontal channel is usually unnecessary. A related concept to using overbought or oversold levels appropriate to the trend is to focus on trade signals and techniques that conform to the trend. In other words, using a bullish signal when the price is in a bullish trend and a bearish signal when a stock is in the bearish trend will help to avoid many false alarms in the RSI can generate. So that means that you want to use the relative strength index as a tool to help you trade when you have a double bottom with a higher low. When you have bullish divergence on the MACD, if you also have RSI confirmation, you're looking real good. Would one want to go into a trade with only RSI confirmation and that's it? No, probably not. You're looking for an argument of bullish or bearish. It's one of the two sides. So if you are looking for an argument, whether you're bullish or bearish, look for which signals there's most of on the chart that you're looking at. If you're looking to buy this asset and it's looking more bearish, you might want to short it. If you're looking at this asset and it's looking more bullish, you might want to buy more of it, So you got to figure these things out. There is a lot of information on here. We're going to check out as much as we can. What does the RSI tell you? We already read that one. Formulas. Okay, we got that one already. Okay, so interpretation of the RSI and ranges. Generally, when the RSI surpasses the horizontal 30 reference level, it is a bullish signal. And when it slides below the horizontal 70 reference level, it is a bearish sign. Put another way, one can interpret that the RSI values of 70 or above indicate a security that is becoming overbought or overvalued. It may be primed for a trend reversal or corrective price pullback. An RSI reading of 30 or below indicates an oversold or undervalued condition, where you could also see a reversal to the upside. So it's telling you if it's been bought or sold too much. Too many times. That's all. So during the trends, the RSI readings may fall into a band or a range. During an uptrend, the RSI tends to stay above 30 and should frequently hit 70. During the downtrend, it is rare to see the RSI exceed 70 and the indicator frequently hits the 30 or below. These guidelines can help determine trend strength and spot potential reversals. For example, if the RSI can't reach 70 on a number of consecutive price swings during an uptrend, but then drops below 30, a the trend has weakened and could be reversing lower. So this may also help you, because if you're in a bullish uptrend and you're starting to show that it could be reversing to the downside, your RSI is going to be one of your first indicators. Now, you could get faked out by that, but your RSI is going to show that it's being sold more. So you could be making a higher low and being more sold, and that would be hidden bullish divergence, right? So the opposite is true for a downtrend. If the downtrend is unable to reach 30 or below and then rallies above 70, that downtrend is weakened and could be reversing to the upside. So if you have a whole bunch of chop around like 28, 25, 26 on the trend line, and then it shoots up to 40 and then it's consolidating and then gets up to like 42. You know, I like to get above 40. They say 30. I'm going to go with 40. But, get above 40, that means that it could be, reversing its trend. Or it could be in a high trend or a high spot in a low trend. So, like, the trend could still be consolidating downwards on the RSI, but it's making highs, So it could be consolidating downwards and make a high, consolidate downwards more, make another high, consolidate downwards more, make another high. And as you're doing that, you're showing RSI divergence, convergence, or confirmation, A bearish divergence occurs when the RSI creates an overbought reading followed by a lower high that matches the corresponding higher highs on price. So it shows that right here on the chart. Rising RSI lows with falling price. And what happened? It reversed to the upside, Bullish divergence right here. See? As you can see in the following chart, a bullish divergence was identified when the RSI formed higher lows as the price formed lower lows. So we have higher levels of selling on the price, but the RSI is showing the convergence. It's showing the divergence. It's showing it diverging the trend from a downtrend to an uptrend. And what did you have? You had a double bottom. One bottom here, second bottom here with the higher low. That's why we use RSIs and, moving averages and other indicators and technical analysis, indications for trading, because if you're just using one, you're probably going to lose. But if you got 5, 6, 8 of them, your odds are better. That's what we're doing. We're playing the better odds. Rsi Swing Rejections. Another technique examines the RSI's behavior when it is re-emerging from overbought or oversold territory. This signal is called a bullish swing rejection and has 4 parts. The RSI falls into oversold territory. The RSI crosses back above 30. The RSI forms another dip without crossing back into oversold territory. The RSI then breaks its most recent high. So it's kind of like similar to what it did in the price, similar to what it did in the RSI. And they literally show all of what they just said right here. As you can see in the following chart, the RSI was oversold, broke up 30%, and formed the rejection low that triggered the signal when it bounced higher. Using the RSI in this way is very similar to drawing trend lines on a price chart. So you're drawing the trend lines on the RSI, and you're comparing the RSI trend line to the chart trend line to the MACD trend line. You're comparing them all. And you're seeing if you have higher levels of buyers' strength or higher levels of sellers' strength, and they work opposing. If you have higher levels of sellers' strength this way, you're going to have lower levels of buyer strength, no matter what, because it's the opposing side. So, you're using this as an indicator to help with the hidden bullish divergence, the trend line. the, bull pull, bull flag, any of these patterns that we have, you're not only looking for that pattern. You're not only looking for the RSI breakout. You're not only looking for the MACD breakout. You're looking for them combined. You want to match as many of those variables together as possible. So, but the RSI is the strength index, the strength of how many people are buying and how many people are selling. The difference between RSI and MACD. Hope you guys are all getting some great information, all one of you. But I appreciate you asking me the questions. And hopefully someone else will come along and check this out and have the same question. If not, I can go over it again for somebody else. If you need, just put in the comments below. Hit the like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. And I will be back as much as possible to answer your questions and to help share profits. We need to be here sharing love and sharing profits. Maybe not sharing the profits with each other, but we need to share what kind of great things are going on in our life as we become traders, so we can encourage other traders to give it a chance, because these trading techniques and this trading education is great. It's a great learning tool. Even if you don't trade, it's good to know. Your gas goes up, you can look at a chart. You know why? Because the chart went up. Someone bought more of it. More people own the asset than before. So limitations of the RSI. The RSI compares bullish and bearish price momentum and displays the results in an oscillator that can be placed beneath the chart. So an oscillator is an indicator, okay? That's all that means, oscillator, indicator. It's basically like, hey, oscillator, you're that little blue-purple box, right? Yeah, that's what you are. So we're gonna just, the oscillator visual that you need to keep in your mind is that RSI is purple, and it's a little purple line, The RSI compares bullish and bearish price momentum and displays the results in an oscillator that can be placed beneath a chart. Like most technical indicators, its signals are most reliable when they conform to the long-term trend. So if you're in a long-term uptrend and you're showing, just a short-term RSI fallback, doesn't mean that it's unverifying the long-term trend. It just means that it sold off temporarily, Man, my beer of the stream thing is not even seeable. I guess you can kind of see that now. This is another good part to read. What is the difference between RSI and moving average, convergence, and divergence? RSI, moving average, convergence, divergence, MACD, are both measurements that seek to help traders understand a security's recent trading activity. So, the MACD and the RSI are showing you what the most recent trading strength is, up or down. And the difference is a lot of people will look at it for a while and they'll go, oh, well, the MACD is making the same pattern as the chart. Or the MACD, the RSI is making the same pattern as the chart. They'll do similar things, but it's not the same pattern. And when you know how to read it, you'll have a higher low on the chart or a lower low on the chart, and then you can look at the RSI. You can look at the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence. That's what MACD means, moving average convergence divergence. I learned that just now. So, moving average convergence divergence, MACD. Good thing to know. So, the MACD works by smoothing out the security's recent price movements and comparing that medium-term trend line to another trend line showing its more recent price changes. Traders then can base their buy and sell decisions on whether the short-term trend line rises above or below the medium-term trend line. I really try to use the MACD and the RSI. You want to use as many indicators as you can identify. There's so many indicators, and I'm learning about them currently, as we go. So I've learned about some previously, and I practiced them. But as I'm growing, I'm trying to teach more about these, these signals. I'm trying to learn more about different signals. There's so many that are available. It's hard to tackle all of them in just one episode. You really almost got to spend an episode per indicator, because there's different indications per indicator, whether it's signaling this way or the indicator signaling that way. Depending on this number or that number, or this shape or that shape, or this color or that color, it's really hard to break down every indicator and just be like, oh, it's just this little thing to talk about. Every indication is an indication that was studied and learned individually by the person or at that time, and it's very in depth. There's a lot to learn about each indication. So the more you learn about each indication, just keep digging, You learn about RSI a little bit, you think you get it, don't just give up on it. Learn about it, look it up more, read about it more. When you finally think you've read everything about RSI, put it down, read it again. Look up something else. Look up MACD. Read everything about MACD. Look at charts, different MACD examples. Definitions, pictures, MACD, all about MACD. And then forget about it. Come back a month later and just touch base with it again. Look up MACD. You're going to start to slowly understand these concepts. And when you start to slowly understand these concepts, that's when you can start seeing life-changing money. The thing is that if you start seeing life-changing money before you understand any of these concepts, you might lose all of the money that you just made. And that's not very good, and that's what we're trying to protect against. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. You're not going to make a perfect trade every time. But a come up is a come up, and a loss is a loss. So, we try to strategize the best way on this channel to, if you are down on money, let's just say you didn't know what you're doing, you bought at a high. It's down right now, oh man, it's down 50%. I put $200 in, it's down to $100, $75 maybe. What do? Do I sell? Well, maybe. That's what you want. Do you want to just give up that money like that? So give it away? Then you sell. If you want to wait, give it a little time. Maybe the RSI and the MACD give you indications that it's reversing at that point, a month later. And, I bought in at this point and I thought it was going to go down more, and it just didn't. And it just bottomed. It was really great. Double bottom, made a higher low locally, and now it's taken off. I'm going to take profit at like 20% or 25%, 30%. But don't be afraid to take profit, Profit's great. If you're going to do it as a job, you got to get paid. If you don't take profit, you're not getting paid. You gonna get that? I put $300 in, it's $500. I'm gonna take 100 out. I'm gonna put that 100 into a new asset. I'm gonna start a new asset trade with that 100 that I didn't have before at a bottom, and I still have my original investment plus $100 because I was up 200. Now I have 400 in the asset I was up on instead of 500. I only put 300 in, and I have a new trade at 100. That new trade at 100 goes to 170. I trade that $70 off, leave the 100 in. You take the $70, you put the $70 into a brand new trade at a bottom. You wait for that $70 to make you 120, 100, 140, 240, whatever. Take that 70, you trade off the profit, leave the 70. You got $120 plus the 70, so you came up, it was $180 on that last trade. So you take that gain, that amount, that 20, that 40, that 1,000, that 10,000, that $5, whatever it is that you're coming up. You know, if you invest $10 in something and you come up $5 on something, you have doubled. You know, you've made half of your investment back. Pull $5 out. You know, you put $10 in. If you really need it, you know, I try not to pull things out of mine, but if you really don't want to invest truly, all right, fine. Take 100, take 200, take 300. Put it in. Know what you're doing instead of just being like every other moron out there. Put the $200-300 in. Make $200 or $300 on it. Pull your money out initially. You got your money back. Now just play. Now just trade. You know, you doubled your money. You got your money out, and now even if you lose to zero, you lost nothing. I mean, what's better than that? You know, like, you got to be willing to take the risk to the reward. But once you get, you know, part of the reward, take some of it. You deserve it. You were patient. You made a good trade. You calculated this. You calculated that. You know, maybe you're looking at a chart and, you know, like BTT has this high at like 0.00459729 blah, 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 blah. So, you know, it broke above that and then fell below it, and now it's consolidating around that point, right? So maybe if you bought in at 0.001 down here on the second bottom here, you know, maybe you would be taking profit now at the 0.004 because it is 4 times the amount of 0.001. That is not 0.001, it's 0.004, so it's 4 times the amount. When this asset breaks through this point and it finally reaches a new level, we could be seeing this at, you know, 0.006, or you better yet, you know, 0.009 up here as your target, you know. So we want to use relative strength index, you know, MACD. We want to use price action. We want to use candles, Japanese candle. We want to use whatever indications we possibly can. Compile them together like a little ball, and that ball has got to be big enough that we win against the non-purchase ball. So if you imagine you got this one ball over here and you're compiling it with all of the things that say buy this, buy this, buy this, and then you have this other ball that says don't buy this, don't buy this, and you're compiling facts that you can read on the chart. Compile, 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 compile. It takes 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You get better as you go, you know? But you gather that information. And, you know, once you gather all those indications, then make a fair trade. You know, you might not win every single time, but that doesn't matter. Or you might come up on all this money, and then you might lose it all because you didn't take profit. And that's also what we don't want, you know? If you put $200 in, and then it went to $1,200, and then it went back to $200, and you didn't take profit, you done messed up. You did something wrong. Should have at least taken a little something off there, you know? So, anyways, we went a little bit over the RSI. We went a little bit over Cardano, which has been pumping super hard. You know, we're up here at new all-time highs right now. And this is the thing, you know, once you identify this point here, I don't know when the next double top's going to be, but I know it's not double topped yet. I know that it's only a single top, and it doesn't even look like it's done yet. It's not overbought too hard on the RSI. It's right at about 70, 71. So it's not too bad. And, you know, the most recent all-time high on the RSI was, you know, August 10th, 2021 at about 86.56. So we're losing some of the relative strength, you know, here, and we could still run. We could still make a higher low and then run to 86.56 before we ever see an inflection. Maybe not, you know, when you reach all-time highs, it's really hard to identify the top, but we know that we're up there right now. If you were to have bought down here at, you know, $1.04 or $1 or $1.40 or $1.20, anywhere around there, and then it's all the way up at like $2.96 now, might be an okay place to take a little bit of profit, you know, because you want to try to make money on this trade. And if you're not trying to make money on this trade, then you want to buy at the top and sell at the bottom. If you are trying to make money at the trade, then you're going to want to buy at the bottom and sell at the top. Unless you're a bear. If you're a bear, you're going to short it. But it's really hard to short crypto. My opinion. So, I'm probably about to grab some food. I don't know. I'm bouncing back and forth between 0 and 1 viewer. I hope that I helped the viewer that was listening. And if you have any more questions on the future stream about the RSI, we can go over some more. But I'm probably about to call it a night here before it gets too late. Please leave your comments below. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and the bell button. You know, you get notified when I go live, and you can ask me questions. We can identify, you know, some areas on some charts. If you want to request a chart, you want me to take a look at it. Maybe we can talk about it a little bit. You know, I try to do something a little bit of fun. We do a beer stream, beer review. We go over crypto bubbles. We try to do a little bit of different things on this channel, you know, but mainly it's about you. So if you have a question, ask. And as you learn, I learn. So it's helping me. And, you know, keep it real and keep it crypto. So I'll talk to you guys soon. And thank you for the love and support.